Andy Hill, Middlesex's head of disability cricket. Thanks ever so much for joining us. We're here at Lords. It's the end of the season. We're here for today's end of season lunch, and there's a fair bit to celebrate with you guys winning the national championship this year. Many congratulations.
Thanks, Fletch. It's been fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better year, to be honest. All of the players stepped up to the mark, welcomed me, took on the ideas, and they just ran with it. It was great. So good. So pleased to be here.
Obviously, you joined us having spent the previous 12 years, I think it was, at Northants as the head of their disability programme. Obviously, Michael Wilson did a huge amount of good work before you joined up with Middlesex, so you kind of stepped into an already thriving programme. What are the differences as far as you see between how Northants are running things and how we're doing things down here?
The professionalism and support Middlesex have shown me is beyond anything I've seen before. It really is welcoming of disability cricket and shows what we can do to make the game more accessible to everybody, and also put the players in the window for the England teams and structures, which is great. The DPL have also been supplied a lot with our players, which is another tick in our box that we wanted to do, that myself and Michael set out to do last year. And the players just ran, like I said, they ran with it this year and just wanted to be the best they could be, and they were, it made my job a lot easier.
We've come close to winning the National Quest title a couple of times. This is obviously the first time we've done it. How proud are you, and I guess how proud are the lads to have lifted that title?
Yeah, I think they got the monkey off the shoulder this time, definitely, or monkey off the back, I should say. But it was a very, very satisfying feeling to get those players over the line, and especially the likes of Matt Jones, who've been here since the start. That's the reason why we do it. And it was great just watching them succeed and hit every target we wanted to. We went undefeated. I mean, that was more than we set out for, but I'll happily take that, no problem at all.
Great stuff. Feeding into that first 11, obviously you've got a D40 second 11 who play in the Pursuit League. They came mighty close themselves, got to the national final, won their league, got to the national final and slipped up at the final hurdle. But again, you must be rightly proud of what they've delivered this season.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't have asked for any more from the players who stepped in to that last final game as well. We had 14 players, I think it was, away or unavailable. So a couple of the Super 9 stepped up and they delivered. It shows our pathway is working. So the work that Steph's doing with the Super 9s is great, and that needs to continue. And next season we'll push and go that one step further with both teams and the Super 9s as well.
You mentioned that pathway, Andy. Obviously, that all starts a lot further down the chain at grassroots level. Obviously, we're encouraging clubs to become disability champion clubs, and you've got the Super Ones programme that sits above that. That Steph has a job in delivering himself alongside the Lord's Taverners. How important is it to keep that funnel topped up with young disability talent coming into that pipeline, so that you've got a production line through the pathway?
It's massively important. I mean, we couldn't do what we've done this year without the likes of Steph doing his job, and the grassroots level. It's so important to be able to feed into different structures without putting disabled people into an area that they're not comfortable with. For instance, you can't go straight into hardball if you're not comfortable. It could put people off, whereas you have that gradual step through the game. It makes it so much easier and keeps more people involved. So it is incredibly important, and the job that the guys do in the community is fantastic. It really is. It keeps me doing what I can do at the top end, and keeps people playing the game, which is the main thing.
It's always an exciting time of year when you get to the end of the season. You've got the Players' Awards that I mentioned we're here today for. Let's talk about one of those award winners, your Disability Young Player of the Year, who's Connor Flaunty. Now, Connor's obviously excelled this year. He's done really, really well at his cricket. How can you sum up Connor's contribution to the outfit?
It's been immense. He's been across the twos and the ones, featured every week. I think it was one game he missed. He stepped up when he needed to, and everything I asked of him was fantastic. His attitude to training, his commitment, I couldn't have asked for any more. He was an example to a lot of the players, and to be fair, it was close between a couple of the guys, but Connor just stepped up, and I couldn't ask any more from him.
So good to see. And obviously your Disability Player of the Year is a man who's kind of been there and done it at the very top stage. George Greenway, a phenomenal ambassador really for Middlesex cricket and for England now. Our captain, England's captain, you must be enormously proud with what he's achieving in the game.
Yeah, George is, he's had an incredible year. To be fair, it's hard to single him out, and all the players stepped up. But George was in my ear constantly with James Norden as well. That leadership group on the field, I couldn't have done anything off it without them. They were brilliant, and George was just a constant thorn in every side we played against. The innings against Sussex was probably one of the best innings I've seen from a disabled or able-bodied player. Yeah. It was brutal. When your opponents have to call the office to get more match balls delivered, it tells you how good it was. He was just incredible and such a good example for the rest of the players, and the young players coming through, he was constantly helping them, and that alone is priceless, absolutely priceless.
I think that game at Sussex was played down at Anstey, wasn't it? Which is my old stomping ground. It's the club I first played at when I moved to Sussex, and I used to own one of the houses that sat next to the cricket ground, and I've put a 6 through my own conservatory window and my own bathroom window. So I'm guessing George was probably peppering the same spot I used to all those years ago.
I think there's a few spots that I think he hit, mainly on the leg side with sweeping. But yeah, so if you know anyone around there still, if you can get the balls back, I'm sure Sussex can be very grateful.
Andy, a phenomenal year, obviously. The Super Nines didn't quite get there this year. They finished third in their table, but as you say, the Super Nines are really flourishing under Steph. It's a softball programme that, as you say, offers participants that kind of stepping stone, if you like, between softball and hardball cricket. 35 over softball, we finished third in the group. You must be pleased with their progress, of course, and some of those players are obviously coming into the D40 second 11 side now.
They are. Their progress has been fantastic, Flex, to be honest. The only reason they finished third was the rain and one bad result. First game against Essex where we just didn't turn up. Whether that was cobwebs or rust, first game of the season is so hard to tell. Yeah. But they stood up and recounted themselves brilliantly. I can't ask for more than them. The guys now are looking to push into the twos, so the pathway is working to the point where we're considering getting another hardball team in between, which will play hardball friendlies probably midweek, but it gives another strength to Middlesex disability cricket. And if that pathway gets stronger, that's only a good thing for not only us but England as well.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to say to you, that's kind of preempted my next question, which is a phenomenal year. What comes next? What are the challenges you set for the group now? Obviously, it's having won it, the hardest thing is to stay at the top.
It is, because you're forever looking over your shoulder now. So the ones, they will be looking to do exactly the same again next year, or push just as hard. The twos, we want to win the league. It'd be interesting to see if we would have been able to go up this year. And that's the same target we'll have for next year, but with the new changes coming in, we just don't know what that looks like. And the Super Nines will look to go into the finals and push on from there and try and get them with a trophy as well. So I remember saying we wanted 3 trophies, 2 would be acceptable, but we were very close on that, but we at least secured 1.
Absolutely right. Well, Andy, look, congratulations on a truly phenomenal year. It seems like you've settled into life quite well at Middlesex, so long may that continue, and enjoy the lunch today.
Thank you very much, Flex. Cheers.